Yeah, 66 degrees outside in Boston right now. See, Boston, Mass. And today is Tuesday, August 19th, 2025. See, Tuesday. It's right around 11:30 p.m. right now, according to all of my digital devices. So when the Greenville Group... What? Okay. Somebody must have set my computer to California time. That's weird. 8:35. It's actually 11:35 a.m. here in Boston. I have that window wide open, and that window has been wide open throughout the entire night, because throughout the entire night, there's been a violent psycho pig directly below in 76, burning, smoking, and constantly propagating overpowering, sickening amounts of cigar marijuana smoke from the unit directly below, which strongly suggests it's the same mentally disturbed sex offender and psychopath named Jasmine Irizarry, who's been propagating sickening and overpowering amounts of cigar marijuana smoke into my living space from either the unit directly below in 76 throughout the last 11 years, and or the unit directly behind my kitchen sink, which is a bathroom of unit 78, where Irizarry, the sex offender and psychopath, was officially housed by Mr. Oleg Alexeyev, her friend and sponsor, between 2013 and 2022. And Mr. Oleg Alexeyev has confirmed that Irizarry, the psychotic, mentally disturbed, obsessive stalker, sex offender, and psychopath, continues to be housed in this building. And Mr. Alexeyev has repeatedly praised Jasmine Irizarry's hacking abilities as being praiseworthy and braggable, and is not shy about telling people how awesome she is at hacking and getting into things when they bring concerns about her criminal activities to him. I'm talking about Oleg Alexeyev, the property manager of this building, who is pretty corrupt and crooked, given that the city of Boston has taken him and the Greenville Group to court for criminal negligence in my unit multiple times over the last 5 years. Therefore, when I refer to him as a criminal slumlord, that is exactly correct and verifiable by multiple criminal lawsuits brought against Mr. Alexeyev and the Greenville Group by the city of Boston over the last 5 years. Why don't you look it up? If you're one of the pathetic, rejected, psychotic hate stalkers who can't leave my channel alone because you have nothing going on in your sad, wasted life, and you parasitically latch on to what other people have going on. There's a lot going on in my life, and I don't even have to step out of this unit to have to constantly make videos about the psychotic dysfunction and criminal negligence of the slumlord that runs this building complex and who houses large numbers of sex offenders into this building complex, in spite of the fact that a community of this size is not built to withstand an onslaught of dozens of sex offenders and career criminals and low-life thugs that the Greenville Group are shoving upon the community in large numbers by using these buildings as holding pens for mentally disturbed, violent psycho trash. So throughout the night last night, I had to keep this window as wide open as it is now, and yet the temperature in this unit is 84 degrees. That means the Greenville Group have the heat on right now, and I just left them a voicemail 5 minutes ago at 11:33 a.m. telling them that they are cranking the heat throughout the fourth floor, not just in my unit, but throughout the entire fourth floor, in spite of the fact that it is 67 degrees in Boston right now. You don't need to crank the heat in the building when it's 67 degrees. That is not cold. It's actually a fairly comfortable, somewhat cool temperature, but they're deliberately refusing to turn the heat down, and I have brought that problem to them multiple times in writing and verbally over the last few weeks, and they have consistently not just refused to turn it down, but they seem to have turned it up. I can't see what that says. Maybe somebody else can see what this is. I think that says 87. So the heat is on in this unit. I also have the air conditioner going. It is cranking. And if you stand right here, it's actually blowing cool air right here. So just a few feet from the window. So as you can see, it's on at 66. And yet the temperature in here is what, 87 right now, which means that the Greenville Group are cranking the heat through this unit. I also just went out into the hallway and did a temperature reading in the front stairwell, and the temperature in the front stairwell, which is a giant vaulted, huge area that should take on the temperature of the outside, is actually now 85 degrees, even though it's 67 outside. That's an 18 to 20 degree differential between the actual temperatures outside in the area and the temperature of the front stairwell that should be pretty close to what the temperatures outside are, but they're not because the Greenville Group is cranking the heat right now. This is unreal. Unreal, check this out. You cannot have a giant 2-story high vaulted area like this 20 degrees higher than the temperature outside, especially since it's the morning right now and temperatures overnight were cooler unless they're cranking the heat. The heat is on. Check this out. The heat is on, 82.9. All right, let's point it at the ceiling. Can't see what that says. What does that say? Jesus. This happens just about every time I step outside of my door. There's some psycho weirdo from directly below in 76 who has to get into the hallway as well. It's weird. But they don't actually go anywhere. They just slam their door back and forth because they're psychotic and mentally disturbed. Anyway. What does this say? 83. 83.7. It was 85 degrees a few minutes ago when I did the temperature reading. Yeah. Does that say 87? It's always a lot hotter towards the back of the floor for some reason, but it just shows that the heat is on in this building. It was 67 all day yesterday. So for the stupid lowlifes who would say, oh, it was hot during the day yesterday, so the building's going to be hot. No, it's not 2 days later. The temperatures went down to 67 degrees on Sunday night, which was now 2 days ago, 48 hours ago. Yeah, you can't maintain a 20-degree heat differential in a giant, huge vaulted area like this for 2 days unless you have the heat cranking. So their heating system is psychotic, much like the hacker that keeps hacking into it reportedly. And so when you have a huge area like this that's 20 degrees hotter for 2 days than the temperatures outside, which have been at 67 or below for 48 hours now, then you got the heat going. I mean, you just walk in here and it feels like a sauna anyway. And I've had my window open for 2 days and the temperature in here is exactly the same temperature as the hallway. This is nuts. So I just left them a voicemail. I'll be following up with a written notice to them and their attorneys, as always, and they will refuse to do anything, and then I'll call inspectional services, and then the more times I have to call inspectional services about the excessive heat that is causing the temperatures in my living space to exceed 84 degrees. Yeah, check this out. 81. What? Anything over 80 degrees is a code violation in the city of Boston, according to inspectional services. So when the temperature in this unit is over 80 degrees or even 82, when I have the window open, the air conditioner cranking, and this happens every few days, even when the temperatures outside are below 70, then you have the heat on, 82 degrees right now. Yeah, that's a code violation. Time to call inspectional services. Time to send another email to the Greenville Group and their attorneys with photos of the digital temperature readings from right now, which are time-stamped. Sadly for them, you can't fuck with that. They try to fuck with everything, including the heating system, for purposes of harassment. How hard is it to turn down a thermostat when it's in the middle of August and July, right? Oh, but they can't because they're criminal slumlords who are crooked and corrupt and don't do things above board. Fact.